I think this is the single most important aspect of this battle that is shaping up between US and China, because so far we thought of deglobalization in the sort of old sense, which is barriers on trade, goods and services, and also possibly on even immigration. But technology is what really determines the long-term development path of a nation. And this is where I think that this is really hurting China. So I was in Beijing last month, and you can make out the nervousness which is growing out there about the fact that the US is redirecting its energy now towards the tech side, because China has built up this incredible tech universe in terms of these great brands which we've all heard of, Tencent, Baidu, and how it is completely locally done out there, the entire social media and everything. And yet, many of the inputs, the chips, the software, the design, they're still importing from the West in places like the US. So they still feel very vulnerable if that supply chain is going to be disrupted by anything that the Trump administration does.
These companies in the US really want access to Chinese consumers and Chinese companies, the Chinese market in general. Can they afford a hardball style approach?
Well, I don't think they can. I think that so far the market reaction is sort of revealing to you as to who's more vulnerable in this entire tech battle that's happening. But here's the irony, that the Chinese are much more concerned about what the impact for them is going to be. Here in the US, we are much more concerned about the daily market reaction. So this is a sort of that China is definitely feeling more vulnerable given this battle that's taking place. But in the US, I think that the dynamic is stronger, which is one possible reason why the Trump administration backed off from some of the harshest measures which were being speculated at the beginning of this week to something which is less sort of restrictive that was announced on Wednesday. One reason for that, I think, was the fact that Wall Street started to get so nervous about what really was going on this battle. So I think that this hardball stance in terms of who can afford and who can't afford, China has the willpower to fight this battle, but it is much more vulnerable, whereas the US, I think, is much more sensitive to what happens on Wall Street and the market reaction. And so therefore, that sort of tempers what sort of could otherwise be their sort of upper hand.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.